See. But you're here, you can still do yoga.
Just do Instagram.
Yeah, I've done it. We're already on. Okay, let's take this top off.
Are you putting it on Instagram then or something?
Yeah, it's all, yeah, we're live on Instagram right now. So just for people to dip in if they want to. Most people just kind of watch for a few minutes, but it's just like it creates good exposure. So yeah. Right, we're going to go live in 20 something seconds. So just so you know, yeah. And then I think at that point, yeah, Chris is going to probably mute you guys, just so you know, so I can't hear you. Okay. That's it. Get your water, get your towel, get everything ready.
Dog's ready.
Yeah. Oh, is he? He's always ready, isn't he? Your doggo.
He's right next to you. Are we not evident at all then?
We've started now. Hey, Risers. How are you doing? Is Ashton here? Good to see you. So, and welcome to Power Today. Right, so we're taking a massive throwback. This is the first ever Power routine that Rise have done, Power 1, all right? And this is actually before my time. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, if you want to listen to the Spotify playlist alongside this video on www.rise.co.uk/online, then there is a little icon that you can click on and it will take you to that playlist. It's Power 1, all right? Cool. So whenever you're ready, let's get started. We're going to warm up quickly. It's a little bit chilly in here. So knees wide, take your child's pose and toes touching at the back. And then arms reaching forwards. Forehead to the floor here. Taking deep breaths, lengthening the arms, creeping the fingers forward to the front of the mat, getting as long as you can with the body there. And then once you feel like you can't stretch anymore, then allow elbows to fall to floor and bring focus to the breath. Okay, so big breath in to the stomach and rib cage. Feeling whole body expand. And then exhale out through nose or slightly parted lips, whatever feels comfortable. A few more breaths here now. Inhale. And exhale, allowing all facial muscles to relax. Just continue breathing here for a few more breaths. Just relaxing a different part of the body each time. Maybe feeling the glutes open up and sink towards the floor more. Feeling the chest open up and sink downwards. Okay, one more breath to go now. The deepest one. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, up on next breath, lift your forehead up from the floor and then shift your hands towards you. Shift shoulders over hands and then separate the feet. Pop the knees underneath the hips here. So we're just going to start with some hip and shoulder circles. Okay, nice and simple. Circling shoulders and hips, getting movement into the lower back, into the wrists, and also into the hips. All right, 2 more circles here for 2. Feeling the movement in the forearms and in the wrists as well. And 1 more breath. 1 breath per circle. Come back to center. Now let's go anti-clockwise with your circles. This time deepen the movement a little bit. Okay, so send those hips back more. Send the shoulders over to the side more, feeling more stretch on the insides of those forearms there. Okay, 2 more breaths here for 2. And for 1. All right, come into center. And then from here, tuck your toes underneath. Inhale here, squeeze the core. As we exhale, lift the hips into the air, straight into our first down dog of the day. Have a soft bend in the knees if you're feeling quite tight in the hamstrings today. Maybe if it feels more comfortable, walk your feet just a tiny step in towards the hands there. Whatever makes you feel stable, and then start to pedal out the feet. Okay, so bending one knee after the other, shaking hips from side to side, gently pushing the floor away, and just loosening off all the muscles in the lower back and the back of the legs. Right, 2 more breaths, maybe more sway in the hips if it feels good. And last breath. All right, both heels pinned onto the floor. Inhale here, and then as we exhale, shift your shoulders over your hands, taking your plank position. All right, squeeze your core, squeeze the glutes, and firmly plant the hands onto the floor, spreading the fingers here, fingertips pointing forwards. Push the floor away, really dome and round the upper back here. And then from here, we're going to start to tap out with one foot after the other, keeping the hips down, coming onto one knee if you need. So just 3 more on each side for 3 with control, keeping the hips stable for 2, and for 1. Coming back into center. Are you ready to take some little plank jacks with me now? So if not, just stick to your toe taps. So inhale out with the feet, and then exhale back into plank. All right, 5 of these for 5, for 4, nice and gently, silent jumps if we can, 3, deep breaths, 2, exhale as we come back, and for 1, coming back to plank. Inhale here in plank, and then as we exhale, shift your weight forwards, and then slowly lower into a halfway chaturanga. Halfway, guys. Okay, so not the whole way, doesn't give you the relief of the full chaturanga. Come onto the knees if you need to. Inhale here. Exhale all the way to the floor, full chaturanga. Inhale, ground into hands, and then scoop to up dog. Roll shoulders back, lift chest. Give your glutes a squeeze, bring them together, and then exhale, lift hips into the air. Woo! And take a deep breath, guys. Should already start to feel the shoulders and upper body warm up nicely here. All right, 1 more vinyasa, and then we'll get started with round number 1. Inhale here in down dog. Exhale, shift to plank, floating forwards. Inhale here. Exhale to chaturanga, full chaturanga with control. Inhale, scoop to up dog, little roll back of shoulders again, checking glutes, squeezing them, and then exhale, flow to your down dog. All right, inhale here, bend the knees, look in between the hands, and then as we exhale, take a little hop or step to your forward fold. All right, so to the front of the mat now. Round number 1, feet together or at hip width apart for a bit more stability. Inhale, reach up with the arms. We're going to take a chair pose. So arms extended, squeeze your core. And then from here is as though we're going to sit back into a chair. Bend the knees, sit back. That's it. And then tuck your tailbone underneath the hips. Keep the arms extended if we can. If this is quite uncomfortable, then just bring the hands to heart here. Keep sitting back into the heels. 2 more breaths. If you want a little bit more stretch in the back of your calves, then you can lift your toes into the air as well. All right, 1 more breath, keeping back straight, keeping the core tight. And then exhale, release hands to floor. From here, step back to your downward dog. And then we're going to take a 3-legged dog. So inhale, lift up the right leg to begin with. Now 3-legged dog, make sure your hips are pinned down and in line with one another. You don't want to open up to the side. Really activate your top leg, maybe point the toe to keep it active. Even out the weight between both hands. And then if you want, even come onto the ball of the base foot. You don't have to. It's just a little option, bit of variation, keeps the calf active there. All right, 2 more breaths, keeping both legs poker straight if we can, no worries if not. And 1 more breath. And then release, feet to floor. Okay, you ready for the other side? Inhale, lift, squeeze the top leg, come onto ball of foot if possible. Keep the back nice and straight for 3. Squeeze the core, pin hips down. For 2. Deep breaths now, 1 more breath. And then release both feet onto floor. From here, pop your elbows onto floor, taking our downward facing dog. All right, and then from here you can just have your hands relaxed, or you can clasp them together for a little bit more stability. We're just going to hold here for 3, just warming up the shoulders. For 2, gently grounding elbows into the floor, coming onto knees if we need, keeping the hips in the air. 1 more breath for me here. And then upon next breath, lift the elbows up into the air. So 1 after the other, or both at the same time if possible. 1 inhalation here in down dog, and then exhale, bend the knees, and then step or pop to your seated position. Okay, feet in front now, seated forward fold for a little bit of recovery and a stretch. Inhale, arms up, taking L-sit first, and then as we exhale, leading with the chest towards the toes, fold at the hips there, hinge at the hips. Once you feel like you can't hinge any more, then pop hands onto floor, onto outsides of calves, or even wrap them around the soles of feet, whatever is comfortable and whatever you can do without having to strain and pull. All right, 2 more breaths. Try to relax here, feeling extension in back, bending the knees if you need to. And 1 more breath. And then release, unhinge. Now cross your legs, hands onto the floor, step or pop back into that beautiful plank. Okay, Vinyasa transition. Inhale here, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop to up dog. Exhale, flow to down dog. Inhale, bend knees, look in between the hands. Exhale, step or float forwards. Inhale, rise, round number 2 into chair once again, arms extended, feet together, and sit back, weight into heels. That's it, feeling that engagement in the posterior chain there. That's it, keep reaching forwards, looking upwards slightly, keeping chest open. 2 more breaths here for 2. And 1 more breath. Getting ready to work the quads in a flowing chair next, okay? So as I inhale, I extend. As I exhale, I'm going to swing my arms back and then also sit back at the same time. Shoulders away from the ears, all with control. Right, 3 of these, go. Inhale and exhale. Sitting back a little bit further each time if we can. Inhale and exhale. All right, 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Hands onto the floor. Step back into downward dog. 3-legged dog next. Inhale, right leg lifts. Engage both legs. Ball of foot if possible. Pin hips down for 3. For 2. That's it. Keep squeezing that top glute, guys. Don't let that leg get lazy. 1 more breath. And then we're going to keep that leg in the air to take our scorpion pose. So pop your heel onto the floor if you did take that calf raise. And then we're going to bend the top leg and then open up at the hips, taking our scorpion. Now, try to stack the hips on top of one another. Really work that right glute. If you want, you can work it even more by circling the knee. But you can just stay still if you want to. It's completely up to you. So for 3, for 2, come on, big squeeze. Really feeling that glute engagement. And for 1. All right, both feet plant onto floor now. Onto the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. 3-legged dog. Coming into calf raise if you want. 3. Keep squeezing. For 2. Keep that back straight and strong, guys. And 1 more breath before we open up into our scorpion. Circling knee as an option. For 3. Try to even out the weight between both hands here.
For 2, you don't want to be tipping to one side. And for 1. Okay, planting both feet back onto the floor, taking our downward dog again. Now pop your elbows onto the floor, taking that forearm dog again. 3 deep breaths here. For 3. For 2. Try to ensure that your elbows are at shoulder width apart so they're not splaying outwards. And 1 more breath. Okay, now from here, interlock your hands together if you haven't already done that. And then we're going to take some dolphin dips. So as I inhale, I shift my weight forwards, popping nose to floor if possible, no worries if not. And then as I exhale, grounding elbows into floor, I bring my head back in between the hands. 5 of these, let's go. Inhale forwards, exhale shifting back for 5. For 4, get as low as you can get when you bring your head forwards. For 3, woo! For 2, really working into the shoulders there. 1 more breath, and for 1. Okay, from here, unclasp your hands, hands flat onto the floor. Let's go for that single or double forearm lift into our down dog again. 1 inhalation here. As we exhale, pop or step to your seated position. All right, legs out in front. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lead with chest. Fold forwards for 3. For 2. And 4. 1. Okay, slowly release and then come on into your boat. So onto your tailbones here. So we're going to do a high boat here. With the legs in the air, chest up, arms relaxed, into low boat. So inhale, slowly lower back to floor, keeping chin to chest. Exhale, doing a V up, all right? So 5 of these, let's go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch, keeping the core nice and tight. For 4, keep squeezing the knees together. 3, for 2, stabilizing the hips. And for 1. All right, from here, roll back, cross legs, roll back into that plank. Jump or step. Inhale here, vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop to up dog. Exhale, flow to down dog. Inhale here, bend knees. Exhale, step or float to your forward fold. Round number 3 now. Inhale, rise up, taking chair, feet together. Sit back, straight back, toe lift if possible. For 3, keep sitting down. Keep extending those arms, guys. For 2, keep the breath calm. And for 1, slowly rise, get ready for flowing chair. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 1 more here. Inhale and exhale. Okay, stay in your chair, guys. Bring hands to heart. And then from here, keeping the knees in line and squeeze together, we're going to come into a twisted chair. So bring your right elbow onto the outside of the left knee. Keep sitting back and try to turn your chest so that the hands come into the center of the chest. Okay, so twist the torso rather than move the hands here. For 3. Keep sitting back. For 2. Oh, feeling it in the hammies there. And 1 more breath before we twist to the other side, all right? So stay sat down, untwist first, and then over to other side for 3. Really feeling that heat build up in the legs. For 2, hands to center of chest if possible. And then 1 more breath. Right, untwist. Hands to floor, step back into your 3-legged dog once again. So inhale, lift up the right leg, taking whichever variation you want for 3. For 2. And for 1. All right, from here, opening up into scorpion for me, circling the knee if you want for 3. For 2, that's it. Big squeeze of glutes. And for 1, and then next we've got a wild thing coming up. So keep that leg in the air, guys. Plant it onto the floor beside you. Flip up, flip upside down. Bring your hips into the air, and then reach towards the front of the mat with that right hand there. 3 deep breaths for 3. Ensure that your left shoulder is directly above the left hand for that stability. For 2, continue to slowly rotate the chest to face the ceiling. Lengthen out the front of the body. 1 more breath here. And then gently untwist. Come back into downward dog. Other side now. 3-legged dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Go for 3. Keeping hips pinned down. For 2. Evening out weight between both hands. And for 1. Okay, now releasing heel to floor, opening up to scorpion, circling knee if you want for 3. For 2, stacking hips. And for 1 now, can you give me that smooth, quiet transition to your wild thing? So popping foot on floor, flipping over, and then lengthening and reaching for 3. That's it. Higher and higher with the hips if we can. For 2. Looking good, guys. And 1 more breath. And then slowly untwist. Flip back over. Come back into down dog. Pop elbows to the floor. Forearm dog once more. For 3. Keep grounding into the elbows. Keep lifting the hips into the air, guys. For 2. And for 1. You ready for those dolphin dips? Clasp your hands together. Inhale, shift weight forwards for 5. For 4. For 3, feeling that power from the shoulders as you ground into the elbows. For 2. And for 1. Okay, head in between hands. We're going to go for knee drives now in this forearm dog position. Inhale, right leg lifts. As we exhale, we're going to bring knee to tricep. Inhale forwards. Exhale, shifting forward slightly and crunching. For 3. For 2. Come on, leg nice and high when we bring it up. And for 1. Both hands, both feet onto the floor. Other side now. Inhale, lift left leg. Exhale, crunch for 3. For 2. Strong core, guys. And for 1. Woo! All right, both feet onto the floor. Separate the hands. Lift forearms up from the floor. Taking down dog again. 1 inhalation here. Bend knees and then step or pop to seated once more. And then from here, reach up with the arms. Inhale, exhale, fold forwards for 3. Slow your breath down now. Feel the relief in your shoulders for a bit there from the dolphin dips and knee drives. And 1 more breath here. And then slowly rise. Come on to tailbone. Take your boat, guys. You ready for your low boats to high boats? Go. Inhale. Lengthen. Exhale, crunch for 5. 4. For 3. 2. Make sure your lower back meets that floor there. And for 1. Okay, next movement, guys. Pop your hands underneath your knees and we're going to take some roll backs. So we're going to roll all the way back and all the way up. Now when we roll up, let's try not to tap the floor with the toes, keeping control of that whole movement, staying on the tailbone. All right, 3 of these. Let's go for 3. For 2, just rolling back to about the shoulders there. And for 1. 1 more, and then roll back into your plank. And pop back. Well done, guys. All right. Vinyasa, inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Oh, feeling that lovely bend in the back there. And then exhale, flow to down dog.
All right, inhale, bend knees, look ahead. Exhale, float forward, still forward fold. Ready for round number 4. Inhale, rise up to chair, arms up, and exhale, sink down. Toe lift if you can. For 3. Beautiful straight back here. For 2. Keep sinking into the heels. And for 1, flowing chair, get ready, inhale, rise, extend, exhale, sweep back for 3, for 2, exhale as we sweep back, and for 1, okay, stay sat down, and then bring hands to heart. You get ready to go for that twisted chair here, so this time left elbow onto outside of right, for 3, hands to center of chest. For 2, keep lifting the chest, keep twisting a little bit more there. Can you try and check your knees, see if they're in line with one another? If not, try and shift them back. And then 1 more breath here. Okay, we're going to come into lunge now. So slowly untwist and then shift your left leg, left foot back, taking a nice strong and long lunge. Okay, arms into the air here. Inhale here, and then as we exhale, we're going to slowly lunge to the floor. Okay, that knee's just an inch off the floor, pushing the front knee out. And then exhale all the way back up. You ready for 3 more of these? For 3, inhale, exhale. For 2, with control, keeping the core straight, coming down in a straight line. And for 1. All right, well done. Bring hands back to heart. Step back towards front of mat. Come back into chair once again. And let's go for twisted chair again on the other side. So this time right elbow onto outside of left knee. Twisting and sinking, keeping knees in line with one another. For 3. Keep opening up to the side with the chest. For 2. Ooh, keeping the weight in the heels. And last breath before we untwist, taking lunge on the other side this time. Untwist, step back with the right leg this time. Arms up. You ready for those lunges? Inhale, slow lower, knee off floor. Exhale, up. Good. Keeping feet at hip width apart for 3. For 2, pushing front knee out. Come on, arms extended, guys, by the ears if we can. And for 1, all right, hands onto floor, and then step back into your downward dog. 3-legged dog. Inhale, right leg lifts for 3. For 2, pin those hips. And for 1, open up to that scorpion, circling the knee if we want. For 3, for 2, and for 1, ready to flip to wild thing. Nice and quietly coming onto the knee if you need, the left knee that is. For 3, lengthening and lifting. For 2, keep those glutes engaged. And for 1. All right, from here, flipping back over, hands onto floor, pop your right foot onto the outside of your right hand here. And from here, you've got the choice to go down onto your knee, or you can stay in your high lizard here, and you can just pulse the hips up and down. It's completely up to you which variation you want to take. So knee down or knee up. All right, so for 3, deepening the stretch into the hips. For 2, and for 1. All right, step back into downward dog 1 more time. Other side now, 3-legged dog. Inhale, lift up for 3. For 2, and for 1. Get ready to open up to your scorpion for 3. Looks good, guys. For 2, and for 1. Flip over into wild thing with me. So foot onto floor, and lengthen for 3. Keep lifting that chest. For 2, keep making the body longer and longer. And 1 more breath before we flip back over into that lizard, yeah? So hands onto floor, foot onto floor. Knee on floor if you want. Out. Or just pulse up and down with the hips for 3. For 2, just really trying to relax that left inner thigh there. Let it open up. And for 1. All right, step back to your downward facing dog. Forearms onto the floor. Forearm hold here for 3. Try to keep opening up the shoulder blades here. All right, so ground the elbows down and really open up at the back, in the upper back. 2 more breaths for 2. And 1 more breath. Okay, clasp hands together. Get ready for the dolphin dips. Inhale forwards, nose to knee if we can, for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And for 1. Okay, head in between hands, knee drives. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, crunch for 3. Inhale, lift for 2. Keep that leg engaged, get it nice and high. And for 1. Right, both feet back onto the floor. The other side now. Inhale, left leg lifts. We drive for 3. Exhale as we drive for 2. And for 1. Oh, and guess what? We get a nice little rest here. So from here, pop your left knee behind your left wrist and take a pigeon. Okay, so fold the leg underneath you, adjust your shin to whatever angle you need it to be. Back leg is lengthened, or if that's a little bit too much for you, just keep it bent. Okay, you can fold forwards if you want to as well for 3. Deep breaths. For 2, giving the shoulders a little bit of relief here. And for 1. Okay, whenever you're ready, swap sides. You can come back into down dog and transition that way if that feels better for you. So fold the right leg underneath and then fold forwards for 3. For 2, nestling down into hips, loosening off glute. And for 1. All right, hands onto floor. Bring hips back up into your downward dog. 1 inhalation here, bend knees, exhale, pop or float to your seated position. That's it, legs out in front, arms up, and then exhale, fold forwards for 3. For 2. And for 1. Okay, onto your tailbones now. Low boat to high boat. Chest up, let's go. For 5, inhale, lengthen, exhale, crunch. 4, keep that back straight. 3, for 2, can you get those knees a little bit closer in towards the chest? And for 1, all right, hands underneath the knees. You get ready for those little rollbacks. 3 of these, let's go for 3, inhale, exhale, toes off the floor if we can. For 2, and 1 more. Oh, my headband's just come off. And then from here, slowly roll back. We're going to go for some leg lowers. Okay, so you've got a choice of single or double leg lowers. Okay, double leg lowers is a little bit more challenging. So from here, chin to chest, arms besides ears if possible, or if not, just hands a little bit off the floor besides the hips here. And then from here, legs into the air, low back to the floor, and then slowly lower both legs. Option to have legs bent, or for more challenge, legs straight. So let's go for 3. That's it. Exhale as we come up for 2. Inhale, lower, keeping lower back to floor, keeping shoulder blades off the floor. And for 1. All right, cross legs, and then roll, and take your plank 1 more time. Inhale here, exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, scoop to up dog. Exhale, flow to down dog. One inhalation here, bend knees. Exhale, float or step to your forward fold. Inhale, rise, getting ready for our chair once again. Round number 5, let's go. Sit back for 3. Straighten the arms, lengthen them. Yes, for 2. Tuck that tailbone under. And for 1. Inhale, rise, flowing chair. Inhale, exhale, flow back for 3. For 2. And for 1. Last one, stay down for me. And get ready for twisted chair, hands to heart. From here, left elbow onto outside of right knee, keeping knees in line with one another, hands to center of chest. For 3, keep twisting and lifting the chest. Keep sitting back into the heels. For 2. And then 1 more breath. All right, slowly untwist, get ready for those lunges. So shift left foot back, try to have your feet at hip width apart. Inhale, lift up the arms here. And then from here, slowly lower. So knee towards the floor. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 1 more of these. Inhale, exhale. All right, this time we're going to stay in our low runner's lunge. So knee down, we stay, maybe possibly even lifting the chest and going for that back bend. Just really testing the balance and the core stability here. 2 more breaths. Keep that back knee low. Push that front knee outwards. Okay, 1 more breath. Oh, feeling the heat in that back quad there. And then release from back bend. Bring hands back to heart. Step back to the front of the mat. Sit back down into chair to begin with. And let's take twisted chair on the left side this time. So right elbow onto outside of right knee. For 3, keep twisting, keep sinking back. For 2. 1 more breath. Let's slowly untwist. Separate the hands, shift back with the right leg this time. Lunges, let's go. For 3. For 2, all with control. 1 more. And for 1. And then lower, bend, lift the chest, stay. For 3. Very nice, guys. A little bit of shaking is great. Just shows that you're working hard. For 2. Keep extending the arms, keep lifting the chest. Oh, 1 more breath, you can do it. And then release, hands to floor, guys. Well done. Step back into that 3-legged dog. So right leg lifts, inhale for 3. Come on, pin the hips, stabilize the shoulders. For 2. And for 1. Open up slowly to your scorpion dog, squeezing glute for 3. For 2. And for 1. Get ready to flip to your wild thing, nice and quietly again. For 3. Lifting the hips even higher. For 2. And for 1. Now we're going to flip back into our lizard. So hand onto floor, right hand planted besides, right foot planted besides that right hand here, sorry. And then bounce up and down with the hips opening up for 3. For 2. And for 1. Okay, from here, you option to keep the knee on the floor if you want, or pop it on now. But from here, fingertips off the floor, slowly rising into that high lunge, bringing hands to heart, and then coming into twisted lunge. So left elbow onto outside of right knee, sinking nice and deeply into the hips here, lifting the chest for 3. Whew. For 2, really enjoying this pretty low and extreme lunge here. And 1 more breath. Right, slowly untwist. Hands onto floor, guys. Step back into your down dog again. Other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Go for 3. Pin hips down. For 2.
And for 1. Open up into that scorpion. Circle the knee for 3. For 2. And 1 more. All right, open up to Wild Thing. 1 more time. Lift, lengthen for 3. For 2. Keep reaching, and for 1. Hands down, flipping back over into your lizard. Foot onto outside of hands. Just a little pulse here for 3. For 2. And for 1. Are you ready for that lift into high lunge now? Lift, bring hands to heart nice and steadily. That's it. And then bring right elbow onto outside of left knee. For 3. Squeeze your thighs together, guys. Get that strong foundation. For 2. Keep lifting the chest. Keep pressing that back heel to the back of the mat here. Really lengthen out the back leg. 1 more breath. And then untwist, hands onto the floor. Stepping back into down dog, popping elbows onto the floor for forearm dog. Hold for 3. Preparing ourselves for those dolphin dips, yeah? For 2. And for 1. Okay, hands clasped, dolphin dips. Let's go. Inhale forwards for 5. For 4. 3. 2, come on, a little bit lower with that nose if we can. And for 1. All right, adjust yourself, bring hips into the air, knee drives. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, crunch for 3. For 2. And for 1. Other side now. For 3. For 2. And for 1. All right, from here, pop your knee onto the floor, shin onto the floor. Take a little pigeon here. You can extend the arms if you want, or you can keep them clasped. For 3. Sinking down into hips. For 2. And for 1. All right, lift, and then let's swap sides. So this time, right knee behind right wrist. For 3. For 2, try to relax the stretch leg. And for 1. Okay, from here, unclasp your hands. Pop hands onto the floor, step back into a plank, and then take a side plank. You can always come onto your forearm, or your right forearm, or your bottom knee there if you want. Okay, take whichever variation suits you. And then we're going to open up to the left, extending the left arm, coming into our side plank. Feet can be staggered for a bit more stability, or stacked for more challenge in the balance here. If you want, you can even take little star side plank with me by lifting that top leg. 3 deep breaths here for 3, ensuring that base shoulder is directly above the base wrist again. For 2, come on, keep squeezing the core here, keep lifting that top leg. And 1 more breath, stay strong. And release, hands back onto the floor, rolling over to the other side now. Inhale, right arm lifts up. And then we squeeze the right glute for 3. Keep lifting those hips. Keep them stacked on top of one another. For 2. Oh! And for 1, you can do it. And then release, feet and hands back onto floor. Take your downward dog again. Inhale, bend knees. Exhale, step or pop to seated position. Legs extended, arms up. Nearly there at the end, guys. Fold forwards for 3. For 2. And for 1. Okay, release from fold. Come onto your tailbone. Boat now. Let's go. Inhale, lengthen for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And
For 1, back onto your tailbone. Get ready for your rollbacks. Hands underneath knees. Let's go. For 3, a little bit more roll if we can. Keeping toes on floor. For 2. Woo. And for 1. Okay, slowly roll back. Get ready for your leg lowers. Arms up or hands down. Up to you. Shoulder blades lifted. Chin to chest. Let's go. For 5. For 4, exhale as we bring the legs up. 3, lower back to floor. For 2, and for 1, keeping arms besides the ears if we can. All right, guess what we've got now? The rise 100. So lower those legs, guys. Keep your back to the floor. And then lower the hands as well besides the hips. Little tiny pats here. If you need to, you can bend the knees if it's getting a little bit too much. So we're going to do 100 of these. So we've just done 10. Deep breaths, guys. Keep the chin to the chest to protect the neck. 20. Lower back to floor, keeping legs straight as possible. Shoulder blades lifted. 30. Keep breathing. Keep your breath slow. Woo! Try to enjoy it. 40. And 50, halfway there. Come on, you can always bend the knees if you need to. What matters most is that the back is on the floor, guys. We've done 60, 40 to go. Keep lifting the shoulder blades. And 70. Hang on in there. We're so close. Oh, we've got 6 more seconds of the class left. 80. And 90, just gone over time, but it's okay. Okay, we've got 10 more. And 100. All right, well done, guys. Oh, knees to chest, have a little rock and roll. And I know it's always a little bit questionable about whether we actually do 100 of those, or if it's more like 120 or 150, but, you know, it's just a guesstimate. And it can't hurt, can it, to do a few more. All right, so feet onto the floor. Well done, guys. Lift hips into the air. Little counter stretch here. Just a few deep breaths. And then we'll just close with a finishing vinyasa. Okay, slowly release spine to floor. Slowly come back into plank. Really, really slow and lengthen out the breaths now. Inhalation here in plank. Exhale, slow chaturanga. Inhale, scoop to up dog. Oh, really enjoying the lengthening of the ab muscles here. And then exhale, shift back to down dog. 1 inhalation here. Exhale, step lightly in between the hands. Inhale, rise. Arms sweep up, hands together, and then exhale, bring hands to chest. All right, guys, thank you very much. That was your power session over. If you want to, we've actually gone over time, but if you want to take a shavasana, feel free to. I'm just going to do a really short one, okay? So you can stay for as long as you want in your shavasana at home. Slowly roll back. Allow palms to open. Allow the face to relax. Allow the back to sink towards the floor. Bringing focus to sensation or breath flowing through the airways. Relaxing all facial muscles. Enjoying the stillness of body. Just a couple more breaths here now. Okay, 1 final breath. And then whenever you're ready, gently wiggle fingers and toes. Slowly roll to one side. Take one breath here. And then in your own time, just slowly roll up to a seated position. All right, namaste, guys. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it and have a great rest of the day, yeah? Thanks for tuning in. See ya. Bye. Let's unmute you all then. Okay. Was that okay for you guys?
Yeah, great, thank you.
Yeah?
Very good.
Cool. So that was the first ever power. I've never done that before. Have you done that?